Y'all know is important. You know why you've never seen an elephant hiding in a tree, right? Because they're good at it. That's the same way it is with safety. Nobody sees you guys out there or hears of you or anything like that because you're good at it. But as soon as you go out there and you do have a hiccup and you have a bad wreck, everybody sees you in that tree. And you're the size of an elephant then, and you can't hide anymore. So it's really important, to do all your things in the morning, from that pre-trip inspection, from front to back. And if there's anything ever wrong that truck doesn't need to be moving on, it's just a phone call away. Hey, Chad, we got to get this fixed, and you're down for the day till we get it fixed. Because that's the most important. We don't want you injured or anybody else injured. And we're, as the size company we are right now, we're teetering on the fence. So anything can shove us off that fence, and an accident, a reportable accident on DOT could kill us. So I think that's really important. I think when you're, it's kind of like going into the truck stop. You kind of have a different perspective of everything. So when you climb up in your truck, you have all these things going on underneath you, all these little cars in and out and stuff. So they're kind of like gnats to you. But, when you get in a car and you drive down the road, you're just driving from point A to point B. When you get in a truck and you drive down the road, you're not only driving your vehicle, but you're managing every vehicle beside you, behind you, in front of you, and they have no concept of what you're doing back there. And you're basically, their life is in your hands and they don't even know it. Because they're trying to beat you to that next when the construction's coming down and they're trying to fly in, it's your job looking in the mirror and say, well, I know what he's doing. So you can either gun it and try to beat him to it and cause a bad accident, or you can decelerate and let them go on, and then you can just keep separating your distance between them. So that's what I mean by that is, you're not only doing your job, but you're managing everybody around you as well. And of course, we all know what happened. My biggest thing, and Tom's heard this, and I know everybody, I've told Carrie this and Douglas this, and maybe Ricky, but my biggest thing as a truck driver is your job as a truck driver is the trailer behind you. So that trailer, I can handle running into anything, but it does bother me if you're hitting people with the trailer, because the trailer is what your job is. You need to be watching that trailer at all times. But I got a little video here, and we always pick on Swift, probably for good reason.
It's stuck. I never drove for Swift.
No, but we nearly had you an application at one time.
Everyone is calling this the new $1 billion state.
How do I get rid of that?
This program. It's a brand new stimulus program.
Contract with somebody making 24K out there.
They're not making 24K.
Oh shit. Oh my gosh. Oh, please be okay. Please be okay. Call 911.
It's kind of fun.
Right.
cars back
There's a
there.
car back there.
Come on, bro. Not today, dog. For real, bro. Come on, bro. All this space over there, you choose right there.
All the space over there, you choose right there.
Oh, wow. Must have been a hot day.
Screw all these cars. There's some ass.
Pull
Trying
into
to
the
look at
driveway.
only cars that are confed. Fucking sweat. Just a good old Swift truck cruising down the road. Whoa, son of a bitch! Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We have here beautiful Utah. This guy. Good. That's not supposed to be there, Swift. What the fuck is you doing, baby? Look at that, you're in Utah. This fucking guy, I'm over here trying to fill my truck. And fucking Swift decides to take his pump. Swift, like you say, best in crash. Motherfuckers are hiring anybody.
I'm not sure this is about safe. Is that truck rolling? With the dog in it?
That's one whole other Swift, just like full Swift.
Looks like a job for me.
Yeah, don't say that.
Lost the hub and everything.
And he said he hadn't stopped yet, he's still there.
He said, what time?
Anyway, that's a little bit of levity on it. Could you even see that, Teresa? I bet you couldn't, could you?
This is a
So we do make a lot of fun of Swift, and for a reason, because they hire people, and they put them in the trucks, and they don't give them any training. And they're just filling seats. How they can ever stay in business, I have no idea. But to be honest with you, the person I really feel for is the driver, because these guys, they recruit them from wherever in life, make them these big promises, put them in a school, and then just throw them in a seat. And, you know, even after driving for a lot of years, it's not an easy job, even for a seasoned professional. And, you know, they throw these poor guys in there, and, you know, some are young, some are old, but they don't give them any training or anything. And we want to be different. We want to make sure that everybody knows what they're doing. I like to hire older, more seasoned guys who don't have lead foots. Speaking of lead foots, this will be Connie's part.
Yeah.
Come on up.
That's the only problem I've seen with y'all's logs. Everything, the hours of service, everything looks great, but I do notice some speeding, and it looks like it's mostly when you come into town, you're not slowing down fast enough, when the speed limit lowers.
So basically what she's saying, when you come into town, and it's, the speed limit 75, and then it goes to 65. When you hit that 65 mile an hour zone, if you're going, is it 5 miles or is it 4 miles? If you're going 75 or 70 or 71, it logs a deal in the logbook is speeding.
It pops up on the keep trucking that y'all are speeding.
Yeah, and it's a permanent log. So when you roll into a small town and you're going 45 miles an hour and the speed limit drops down to 35, well, you let off of it, but when you get to that sign and you're still going 40, so it logs it as speeding. And you're slowing down, you're not really doing anything wrong, but fast forward a week later and you have that bad accident, for whatever reason. So when they come in there and they do the audit on the logs, they look on there and they see speeding. And you go, well, I was just coming into town. Well, it's black and white with the law, and with the lawyers, with the lawsuits.
Yeah, if
It just
anything ever
says
happens,
speeding.
they're gonna dig into everything.
So like, you pull up Carrie, and it says, for this week, he's got 9 incidents of speeding. Anissa has 6. And then, Connie's like, well, Carrie needs to slow down. And I look on there and, and Douglas has like 18 of them, And
He's just doing an example.
well, not that one day you asked, because I went and looked and he had a lot more than they did. But,
That's because I said it looks like it's carried.
but
You did have a few, but there wasn't 18.
if you're leaving town and the speed limit goes from, 30 to 35, and then that 55 mile an hour speed limit's right behind there, and you just start taking off, and it'll start logging those as speeding, even though, there's not a cop inside or a car on the road but you. And that's kind of the problem with it. You can be out in Podunk, Kansas, and you're the only thing around, but that eye in the sky says, he's speeding. And they can go back and they subpoena those logs. And it's hard to go into court and say, well, yeah, but this one didn't matter, because all they're looking at is speeding. All they're looking for is a way to win the lawsuit. And you do everything right in the world. It doesn't protect you in court, but it gives you a leg to stand on when you're there. So those things are important. And I got an example. I'm not going to use any names or anything, but a small town. There's a guy driving down the road, and he hits a lady, and she's killed instantly. And they're right there in town. She is a member of the church. She's a member of every do-good charity organization in the county and other counties. She knows everybody. It don't matter if they're rich or poor or what color they are, and everybody loves her. And when this happened, the social media blows up, and my phone starts ringing, and people are like, they're mad. How fast does this son of a bitch have to be going in town to kill her? What in the world, how come people aren't paying attention, and I know he ran the red light, so this is all going on. And pitchforks and torches, they're crucifying this guy. Well, his only problem was he had only lived in town for about 10 years. And he has his family and his baby and job, and everybody that knows him likes him. But my gosh, how negligent did you have to be, for this special person to lose your life? Well, and like I say, people are even calling me, and it's the same conversation. Well, the next day you find out after the investigation was done, and that he's like, it was a speed limit 35. He's going, I was going maybe 30, maybe 35. Witnesses said he's going maybe 30, maybe 35, and every one of them to the T said he had the green light. There's a witness behind her that says, for whatever reason, she pulls up to the red light, stops, and goes. Why? Did she think it was green? Did she have a brain fart? Was it just her time? Nobody will ever know. But the point of the story is, you're going through Anytown, USA in your truck, and the same thing, exact same thing happens. You're not from there. You're in the big truck, and everybody with those pitchforks and those torches, they're coming after you, and you might not have the benefit of the doubt of that good witness that said, well, Tom had the green light, or Ricky, I know he was going the speed limit or less. You know, that, because they don't know you and they don't really care whether you swing from a pole or not. So it's really something to think about when you go through those towns. And you know, some of those towns like in Kansas and stuff, downtown, the speed limit is 20 miles an hour.
Yes.
You know, go 15. If you're going through a town and the speed limit is 30, go 25. But keep your head on the swivel, because that person might pull up there and for whatever reason, you know, just drive across there, and you know, then you got everybody going, well, how fast does that guy have to be going to go through town, this or that, you know. So it's a tragedy, and it's just how could it have been prevented? You know, I don't know. I mean, from the other guy's standpoint, I don't know that nothing could have been. But just be mindful when you go through a town, especially a small town. You know, a lot of these old guys, you know, small towns like Mason and Brady and stuff, you know, they get up at 9 o'clock and go to the beer barn, and they're tootling around, and they go home, eat lunch, take a nap, then they mix them a little Maker's Mark and 7-Up, and they're tootling around, and you know, they've been driving through that stop sign every day for 35 years, and it's their road, this and that, and you know, they don't care. You know, you got to have your head on the swivel